Hey, Coach Mike here. I want to talk to you a little bit about the toe touch progression. Invariably, we find a lot of clients when we screen them, when they first come to us, they can't touch their toes. So what we would ask them is with their feet together, if they can bend forward and touch their toes, and we see a lot of people with their legs straight will kind of lock up right around here. Maybe it doesn't look like a big deal on the surface, but for us, we know there's a bunch of different things happening. Usually the client will tell me, like, yeah, my hamstrings are really tight. And yet we will use the correction I will show you, and we can have them touching their toe in a matter of minutes without really stretching them. And so what I try and teach them is their hamstrings aren't actually tight. They're contracting, and there's usually a main reason for this. The way God built your body is that your brain is the CPU, this is where all the information is, and then obviously the information travels through your spinal cord out into your extremities through all your nerves. So the way God built your body is if your spine, which houses your spinal cord, is in jeopardy, it will go through extreme measures to protect you from hurting yourself. So what happens is with most people when they bend over is they've been sitting down for so long, or their core is deficient, not working the way that it should be, and they go to bend down and their core is actually not stabilizing their spine, so their hamstrings, although long, will contract and prevent the person from touching their toes. The sensation's the same. You feel a stretch in the back of your glutes and hamstrings or even low back, but you can't touch your toes. So we've learned the source of the problem, like I said, is more the core than the length of the hamstrings. And so we use something called the toe touch progression. Here's a modified, shortened version of it that you can try right at home that we've seen really great results with. And I'm going to use just a foam roller. Most people these days who do any type of fitness-related activities have a foam roller. If you have something that's a ball that's round and smaller, will work well as two. We use a ball that's actually a little smaller in diameter, I prefer, but a foam roller is a more universal object people have. A yoga block will work. And what we'll teach them to do is to take the foam roller and put it right between their knees, get their feet as close together as they possibly can, and then we'll instruct them to actually crush the foam roller, right? So to take their knees and squeeze the foam roller as hard as they can, reach up to the sky, feel a good stretch in their core, crush the foam roller as hard as they can, keep crush, 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 crush. Keep squeezing the foam roller as they bend forward to come down and touch their toes. What happens here is it's more than just squeezing a foam roller for a while when you bend down and touch your toes. Number one, don't lose tension on the foam roller. Keep squeezing it the whole time. Your adductors, inner thighs, will fire, crushing the foam roller. The adductors and the anterior, the front of your core are on the same circuit. So as soon as you start to crush that foam roller, you'll feel your core start to turn on. And so what we'd say is breathe deeply, relax, reach up, bend forward, and try and touch your toes 10 to 12 times with the foam roller. If you do that on a consistent basis, you'll notice you'll be able to get deeper and deeper. Some people might even be able to touch their toes instantly using this progression. Most people, after a few times, will be able to touch their toes, and we recommend doing this first thing in the morning. Wake up and do the toe touch progression and start to get that pelvic control and that core control back so that it's safer before you exercise. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy the post.